If you knew me before, you wouldn't even look my way. If I had the nerve to speak, you wouldn't hear what I say. Time has come and gone so fast, we're not who we used to be.
And welcome back to Sullivan's Unheard Voices. I'm here with the Nikki Jones Band. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This is awesome.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks for having us.
So one of the things that I just want to start off with the bat is just by saying like how awesome it is to have seen this journey up until this point. And I'm so excited to see like next and everything that's coming.
Yeah.
Like what prompted you all's decision to even start to go down that journey to Memphis path?
It's been my goal for a couple of years, as well as Brandon's. We've tried out multiple times, and we wanted to take really good musicians with us. Good musicians like Kevin.
I've been asking about it really from the beginning when we started playing each other. I mean, the big purpose, I think, is just so we become more in light, more people see us eventually. And that is indeed what has happened over the last year, and especially since 5th of July, since we won. And a little before that, people have been noticing it. And, we're a little different than the rest of them. You know that.
That's for sure.
100%. But so like you were saying that this has been a goal of yours for quite some time, right? So like, was there a point in the last year where you started sort of realizing that you actually had a shot?
Well, the point is, as Ray Gordon says, keep trying.
Yeah.
Until you feel like you're at a comfortable point to where you have kind of made a presence with the community. And I felt like after the dive in COVID, we all got really, really tight and we were more ambitious. And when we added Kevin and Loren, I feel like that was a huge point to where when we were together, we all just clicked really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm. And we clicked even more when we decided to subtract another guitar player. We were 5-piece for a long time, and we still like playing with those guys.
Yeah.
But when we became a 4-piece band, there was more space, and you asked the question, when did she realize? When I realized it is when we had rehearsed as a 4-piece a couple of times. I heard something that is, as I said, unique. And, I like to give Brandon his space, and Brandon has stepped up, and Nikki is the great front woman, and Mr. Loren just keeps getting better and better every gig.
Yeah.
And you can tell the amount of work you all have put into this. You can tell. Because you all have been grinding heavy since I've known you. And I can only imagine how much you've been grinding heavy before I encountered it. And I just, because I want people to understand, just how much work goes into, all of this stuff that comes on stage. And one of the things that I appreciate about you all is just how well you communicate with each other on stage. And, even in practice. Because it's you are at the point where you don't have to use full sentences when you communicate with each other anymore. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a gesture.
Yeah.
Right.
A nod or a gesture or a sound. Yeah.
When you say you can tell, I can tell you that out of all the bands that I play in, this is the only one that rehearses every week. And Nikki makes sure we get at least 3 hours in every time. She is a great band leader in that respect. But the work that we put in shows up in our tightness. So,
Thanks, Kevin.
And what was it like when you all received the news that you won? Not necessarily the whole shebang, right? Because I was there, but I won the step between when you had that competition to see who was the finalist. And it was at the Mekong Bistro. And what was that like when you were like, you received word that, hey, you've won the competition, you're now finalist?
Well, unfortunately, this year it was given. There was
Interesting.
only 2 bands.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough to say it was a given because Kit did have a nice band together.
Yeah.
We expected to win, and so the reaction was yay.
Yeah. There's the man of the hour, Mr. Judd, the owner
Point out
of
our
Bear
location.
Creek
This
Saloon.
This is where we rehearse every Wednesday evening.
This is hallowed ground.
It is out in the middle of not nowhere, but a couple miles away from Staten, which is that direction anyway. And it is I wish you could see the whole place. It's a little barn that has turned into a bar. There's a refrigerator, a sink, and a stage fully equipped with equipment.
Plenty of beer.
And we have lots of friends that come over and watch us every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And then what was it like when you won the competition?
There's work to do.
Yeah.
That's really it.
It's like step one in the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, I hope you took the opportunity to like step back and just kind of soak it all in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, it's been coming on as we go. You know, I think a big moment for me was when we found ourselves on the cover of the Blues Notes magazine or whatever. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the attention has been growing. You know, so like I said, we were there and sort of, I wouldn't say expected to win, but we really had some confidence in it. But the whole building up to actually going to Memphis, I'm thinking, okay, what's that going to be like? So it's just a growing process.
You know, for me, it was, to be honest with you, like the finals when we were on the cruise ship, I was extremely exhausted. And at that point in time, it didn't really kick in for like a month until I started updating our website and putting out posts about, you know, hey, follow our journey and here's our fundraisers. And like Kevin said, you know, the Blues Notes magazine thing, like that was a kind of a final moment for me of going, holy moly, we're really going to Memphis. Like we had already bought our plane tickets, and like, of course, with your help, you know, lodging is taken care of, and
Thank you, by the way.
yeah, thank you. That's a huge part of it.
We
But
hope to get you paid back through all the fundraising.
yeah, absolutely. But that's the, you know, it. I think it hit when I was holding, you know, the magazine with us on the front cover. That's when we were like, whoa, like, okay, we're going to Memphis. We're representing, you know, the CBA.
Who'd have thunk when we did that photo shoot?
Yeah.
Right?
Did you even, not a twinkle in your eye?
No, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So did you think, Loren, like 2 years ago that you would be heading to Memphis?
No, you know, I got with the band and I'd never played in a band before. I've always just jammed out, you know, at jam nights. And this is the first band that I've ever actually really been with. So no, I didn't think it was gonna, you know, go that far. But
And has it lived
it's
up to your
exciting.
expectations?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. And I'm excited that, you know, we're going to Memphis. It's gonna be good.
And
Yeah.
your ability to change tempo on the fly is pretty spectacular, my man. So,
Thank
like,
you.
I do hope that you don't sell yourself short as a drummer,
Oh,
because you're pretty freaking rock solid, dude.
thanks, man.
Yeah.
I
He's
appreciate
an
that.
exceptionally good timekeeper.
Yeah.
He really is.
Thank you. I try.
And does that help you as a bass player?
Oh, I almost cursed right here. Yes.
You can curse on this one, it doesn't matter.
It is the most important thing. Since you asked, yeah, I feel like, You know, I made the joke when we did a promo the other day, a couple of weeks ago, that a band's really just a bass player and a drummer with some novelty acts added or whatever. The truth is, there's a part of me that sort of believes that. I know that we have the ability to make them sound better, and that's what we try to bring to the table. But when you're talking about locking in with the drummer, that's really, really, really important, because I play with several drummers who can out-chop him, but either they rush or drag or something like that. And as a general rule, I don't have to worry about that with Loren. And as he's gotten to know the songs better and better, and we lock in, yes, the play between a bass player and drummer, to me, is the most important part of making everything sound better.
Well, and it's important to me too, you know, as a drummer, to have a good bass player. Like you said, you know, when we lock in together, it just makes it easier.
What's fun is, and this happens sometimes with me and Brandon too, you play with somebody long enough. Okay, first of all, I truly believe that thoughts are actually, I'm not sure if I want to use physical things, but they reverberate out there. And there's that occasion where I'll play a fill, he plays a fill, and it's just the exact same thing. And you just sort of knows that happens. Same things happen a couple times with Brandon as well. You get this sort of psychic interplay when a band's going well.
Yeah, really, really solid synchronicity. Especially when you practice on a regular basis, you know, you start to think the same ways at the same times.
And know each other's tendencies, you know, subconsciously perhaps.
And then as you all are playing and you have those sort of moments, like, how do you, so like I'll catch myself sometimes and I'll like lose a thought or I'll lose words because I'm like, oh, that was such a cool moment. Like, how do you like maintain those moments but also keep playing?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, you just got to let it happen. You got to get out of your way, you know, because if you try, then it messes it all up.
Yeah, I am. That's happened to me. It's funny that you asked that because that's happened to me a couple of times where like there's been such good moments on stage where I'm really feeling what I'm singing and I'm telling everybody the story, and the background of Kevin, Lauren, and Brandon is so perfect. It's so locked in that when I'm singing, I have no worries, but I get like lost in myself because now I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about what I'm cueing. I don't, you know, and nothing else is on my mind except for the audience and what I'm trying to portray myself. And I've gotten so lost because of their perfection sometimes on stage where I'm like, oh my God, what are the next lyrics? Like I feel so good that like it's this energy and this perfection that I just get lost myself. But of course, you know, when it comes down to like split seconds before I'm supposed to be singing the next verse, it just pops in my head naturally, thankfully. But yeah, there are those moments where I cannot describe um, I me getting lost. Like I do that.
Being, but
Well, I was going to say being in the moment is really what we're after.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking, you're getting in your own way. So, you know, and I get that way, especially during the really soft ballads where I'm playing real slow and just a few notes, you know, like Damn Your Eyes and a couple of the others that, and I don't have to think about anything as far as what my fingers are doing. They know what they're going to be doing. But when you're in that moment, with, and especially when we unite in that moment, when we hear everything that each other is doing and it's all just perfect, that's good. You know, when you talk about thinking, one of the things I try to make sure I don't do, I've got a set list in front of me all the time. And occasionally I will catch myself in the middle of a song looking down to figure out what the next song is. And I have to tell myself, don't do that. Worry about that as soon as this is over. So that's the kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, you know, trying to be comfortable with the variables that come with the gig, you know, when you're playing out live, it's like you got to be able to just continue to focus on what you're doing and let it happen and not worry about, you know, the variables that arise. Sort of just be comfortable with it. Because if you're comfortable, then you're able to execute.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And so I was just at your show this last weekend, and it was an interesting moment with Timmer and I. And so I was sitting with Timmer Blakely, and you all had changed the "Take It to the Top" to include Kevin in the notes in the song. And when you all closed that song, Timmer looked at me and he whispered in my ear, "It's a Memphis winning song, right?"
Because of the bass solo.
Right?
I was wondering when you were talking about that, or you're talking about adding my vocals.
Adding your vocals.
Yeah, I thought there's we've gotten
Yeah.
a few comments and yeah, I've been trying to sing along as much as I can. Playing
Yeah.
bass and singing at the same time can be difficult.
Yeah.
If you know you're doing one thing with your mouth and something else with your fingers. But yeah, that's part of what makes us again unique, is we do have. You know, I used to be a choir teacher at one time, so I've been around harmony and things like that for a year anyway. But I appreciate Timmer saying that, and I'm going to say, just about anybody that goes down there, the attitude is just going to go down there, do our best, have fun, let the chips fall where they may. I've actually been raising a little hope that we could conceivably win the thing. I think it's possible, and we've been told that by some people who've been there a few times. Now, I'm not going to get my hopes all up and all that kind of thing, but the thought and expectation, we're going to give it our best shot.
Got to shoot for a target, you know, in order to complete it, or, you know, do a goal that you want to do.
We're going to make some
You gotta
noise
shoot for the
anyway,
target.
because people notice us. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, walking into Memphis, you know, 250 plus bands worldwide. It is so hard to have the confidence to bring with you when you're there. And I was told by someone to make sure that your confidence never leaves you while you're there, because that could dim your light, and don't let anybody dim your light. And Miss Ray Gordon, she had a big long talk with me after we won on the cruise ship, and she really wanted to remind me not to let anybody dim our light, because, you know, she said me specifically, the way that I smile and interact with people while we're performing, and really being that front person to, you know, bring confidence, and I want to say, like, the way that we play off of each other, the way we have a good time, not to let anybody dim that. And with as intimidating as it is, I have to remember that, because I appreciate my bandmates being confident and being like, yeah, we could possibly win this thing. Like, if we really, like, put everything in there, like, this could be our moment. But at the same time, like, I have to let them lead my feelings to that, because I'm just kind of sitting in my chair going like, oh my God, like, I've only been professionally singing for the last 8 years. Some people have been doing it for the last 20, 25, and I don't feel nearly as professional as they do.
But I want to interject, right? Because I do want to acknowledge the fact that you have something so unique on stage, right? So like, you are so diverse as a band, and you all bring this unique piece of the puzzle that when you all get on stage, I would vote for you over anybody hands down every time. And I know I'm biased, but you know, and I have no vote in this thing, right? If it were up to me, you'd win already. But it's like, because it's like, you can't deny you all's talents, but you are also a group of the most humble, down to earth, amazing musicians and human beings that I know.
Thanks.
You know, because like I don't know a lot of musicians that open their hearts and their homes to people, and they're always accepting and welcoming, and it's just so refreshing to see somebody with so much talent, but also just so kind to people. It's just awesome.
Thanks, man.
And
He was talking on me.
yeah,
Get out of here. I was about to say, you're still invited to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Again.
and I am talking about you, Brandon.
Yeah.
And that was it, because it's true. Like, you know, like when you pick up the guitar and you play your version of Hendrix, I'm in awe. I'm in freaking awe. I was like, how?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that goes through my head. Every time I hear you play, it's like, how?
I've been playing a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do it. Been doing it for a long time.
But it's amazing.
I still get goosebumps every time he plays Hendrix, not gonna lie.
At what point did you decide to throw that into the lineup?
Gosh, I don't know.
It's probably been in your back pocket for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hendrix is a
Yep.
big influence from the beginning.
You know, with us making a set list to where I could play bass, that's one of the reasons why we threw in Voodoo Child. And I've always done Red House ever since I can remember, because my dad used to sing Red House when I was a little girl. So
It's one of those tunes.
yeah, it was just easy for me to pick up on bass. Brandon taught it to me. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I can play bass while you're doing your thing. Like,
You know, when I when I got my new amplifier, my PRS
that.
Hendrix amplifier, kind of like sealed the deal as far as like trying to, you know, pick a song. It's like, well, I gotta play some Hendrix stuff. Hell yeah. Yeah.
It's epic. It's
Yeah.
epic.
That's right.
We got it behind us.
And so, like, what is going to happen in Memphis? So, like, you fly there, you get there on that first day. Somebody said something about driving to Mississippi.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff close to where we're going to be there on Beale Street.
I don't know how much time we'll have. You know, I've got a son that's about 6 hours away, for that matter. But
But, like, you said 250 bands, right? So is it
Yeah.
like day one, like competition back and forth? Like, do you expect to play like 3 times a day? Or
Well, it's once a day if you're playing.
okay,
You know, you play for 2 days for the quarterfinals. For the first round, you play twice. After that, you play once for semifinals, and then the finals are the following day. So you get a, you know, at least have some time to get your feet on the ground and, you know, walk around Beale Street a little bit. And plus, there's a lot of other events that go on that they put on first day beforehand, and sets, and you know, there's all kinds of jams, and it's just saturated with things to do.
it's worth mentioning he's able to answer this because he's been before.
And
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
to-
He was there with Johnny Wheels and the Swamp Donkeys and played
2019.
second, you said, in the whole.
We got to the finals,
Got to the
and
finals.
I think we were right around 4th or 5th place. Yeah.
and so like when you get on stage, you only have like a few minutes to set up, right?
Yeah, so that's one of the things. You got to be able to, just like an upcoming act that's going to be opening up for, you know, a national touring act. They throw you in, and you got, you know, hardly any sound check. You got 15 minutes to set up your gear, and you know, you got to be ready to be playing hot and good from song one. You know, because you don't have a big set of the night. You know, you're playing on the one set, or you're playing, you know, half an hour or something like that right before a big act. So this is kind of a competition to find bands that are ready to take it to that next level. You know.
And how strict are they on time?
They're pretty strict. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like what 25 minutes to play, and that's it.
Yeah, depending on the round. The first round, you got 25 minutes. The second round, you have 30 minutes if you make it to the semifinals. Then the finals is only 20 minutes. But they're very strict. If you go over it all, they start docking points. I think it's per few,
5 seconds.
5 seconds, or, it's a
or
point.
something like that.
Or you can stop a little bit early. I think it's something like
Yes.
3 minutes that you can stop early. You don't stop.
We shoot for within a minute, and all our sets are like 20 seconds away from the limit. And we do it enough that we know that's where it's going to be.
Yep.
And how did you come up with, so okay, because like my mind is kind of blown by this whole process, right? Like, how did you figure out the timing of your songs?
Play it 100 times and time it. And if it doesn't fit, or you're within like 5 seconds of, the limit, we just, shorten up the songs. Like we'll take out a little intro piece here, or we'll take out a solo piece here, depending on how long it is. And
He's missing a solo from Take Me to the Top because we had to bring it down.
yeah. And also, Deadbeat Dad, we recorded it with 4 guitar solos at the end, 4 times around the verse, and we had to dock it down to 2.
They wouldn't let me have them all.
Sorry, honey. And we got so close to the ending of the first round. We were so close that we had to actually cut out a 10-second intro
Yep.
from Take Me to the Top.
We kept going over.
Yep. We didn't want that to happen, so we literally cut out 10 seconds. I'm talking like
And when you
meticulously.
Play these songs enough, when you play these songs enough, you get internalized with the tempos, and you get pretty good at playing them exactly the same length.
And I just love like the level of like intricacy in that, because like a lot of people would like alter like a whole. How can I explain this? Like just that the ability to take a section out here and take a section out here and still be able to maintain that song without getting lost is true professionalism, I think.
We call them radio edits.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the radio versions of our song.
Yeah. And you all recently did some videos, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was a new thing for us.
Yeah. Whole new thing.
In the studio, we went to Wavelength Studios, and we shot. How many videos did we shoot?
5, I think.
7.
Oh, 7? Wow, 7.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a whole new thing for us. We've never done like music video thing. And to go in there and just kind of do a live session, to have the camera in our faces was kind of was really new to all of us.
Plus, we were in the studio,
Yeah.
which we don't do a lot. We play live a lot, but we don't go into the studio, put headphones on, and separate ourselves from each other. And
Yeah.
so that was kind of a new experience, like all around, to try to combine the two things.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a great time. We came out of there with some really good videos. We've got 2 up right now.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that we did record those live, and that included the audio. A lot of time, the other videos that I've done with Andrew Matthews, I've done a couple, and generally you're playing along with your song and lip syncing or whatever. They've got the original track playing while you're playing along, and these we actually did live.
Yeah, we went into the studio and did our best to play our best, and we got what we got.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it is cool to hear something raw and not go, oh.
Fix that.
Yeah, we need to fix that, or like, I mean, sure, there's stuff that I'm sure we preferred to be like, well, I would like to go back in and redo that, but not having the option to and accept it for what it is. Like, I didn't really feel the need to like really go in there and be like, no, I want to change all of this, I felt pretty happy with how it came out.
Yeah, and that recording is kind of like a change in direction for Nikki as well, because that was when she stopped smoking.
Yeah, so I recorded all of that like days before I quit smoking cigarettes. Yeah. And I didn't have, it's so funny because I'm like, oh, I sing so much different than, our album that we did in 2023. I'm so excited to do this. And then like a week after we recorded our live sessions, I stopped smoking, and a month went by and I felt like I sounded like tremendously different from the recording we just did.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, crap. Like, this is just, Brandon keeps telling me this is a mark to where you can go back and listen and realize that that's a smoker voice. This is a new chapter. Like, let's make some new recordings.
And so congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
On quitting smoking.
That's huge.
I quit in 2002. I understand how difficult that is. That's
Yeah.
To me, that was the most challenging thing I've ever quit, was cigarettes. I was like, oh.
Yep. Yeah.
And like, what's been the difference?
Oh, my high notes are effortless. I don't have to like really try to get up there, and I'm not out of breath.
Breathe.
I can breathe. I'm not out of breath when I am singing a lot of words at once. I just feel so much better. I have so much more energy on stage. Like my stage presence is so much better because of it. And not only that, like my tone and my graveliness, like when I want to do that, is so much clearer. I can control so much more.
And then in terms of like next steps, because like one of the things that I want people to understand too is that there is this fundraising component, because people may be under the misconception if you won the blues competition, doesn't that come with a bunch of money to pay for the trip?
Oh God.
No, it does not.
Nope.
And so in a perfect world, it would be like, you win this competition and there would be enough funding just to send you. But I think a lot of people don't understand how much cost is involved with going to a show like this.
Oh.
And so, like, what are some of the things that the fundraisers is helping to pay for?
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's four of us, we all have to fly. There's an airline ticket. We're all staying at the same place, and for a week basically.
Yep.
And when you're talking about an Airbnb that'll house all of us, that's a substantial amount of money. The thing they mentioned the other night at the gig that I didn't even think about, because I'm retired, is they've got to be off work for a week too. And that's, I'm sure, a substantial bit of money right there. So, it's, that's, start adding things up, and we're in 2000s and thousands, and I haven't tried to add it up, but I think it could easily be a $10,000 project for all of us, something like that. Somewhere, I don't know. I don't think that's I don't think that's it. Food.
Yeah.
We all got to eat.
Rental car to get all the
Rent,
gear everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of money. I would say probably around $6,000
She's
to
done
make
some
everything happen. I've done some adding, yeah. But we do need to raise about $6,000. That way we could pay Sean back and pitch in for a car.
Anything like that, you always run into more. If you go on a cruise, believe me, it costs a whole lot more than it does whatever you pay for it, because they get you for everything. I mean, we're all just going to want a T-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to be hanging out at these clubs.
That's right. Good food.
And that's, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
So-
we're gonna need lots of protein.
Gus's chicken.
Ooh. Yeah.
And if you all want to do a celebratory joint, go for it.
Yeah.
Just,
I have relatives that'll be so disappointed. But not surprised, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We need one of those, half-ounce to an ounce joints. Like one of those
Johnny
really
Rotten.
big ones by the time we get off the plane in Oregon.
We haven't won yet.
Well, I'm just talking about coming back home. we did the Memphis thing and we're back home. Like, who cares if we win? It's all about the connections, you know.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's where my brain's at. I'm so excited to meet certain people.
Do you already know sort of who's going to be there?
Not other well, we know one. We know the Seattle people. I've met him. Joel Astley, that's his name, harmonica player from Seattle.
Yeah.
I played a gig warming them up down in Lebanon about a month or so ago. And they're very good. Very good, clean, fun. They're all buttoned up, wear suits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, tight.
So, but, you know, there are a lot of people from the Cascade Blues Association that try to go every year. I'm sure that Timmer and Chad Rupp will be there. I've heard Ray Gordon's going to be there.
Yeah.
And there are probably some other of the, you know, Cascade Blues Association fans that can afford to go down there. You know, you're going.
Yeah.
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 Do you all have outfits you have planned already, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
As Sean looks at me, yes, I do for the whole band.
You'll have to show me colors.
Me and Brandon, we've kind of, you know, when it comes to us being a front couple, we've really chosen a certain look that we want to portray in Memphis, which is, you know, honing our Oregonian gypsy hippie selves, you know. And I love the thought of that, but, you know, keep it still classy, of course, because we are in a competition, you know, we dress your best, so to speak. Classy gypsy. So, you know, I want to cater to everybody's style, because, you know, Kevin has a certain style he likes to portray, which is a lot of mushroom, crazy hippie shirts with a lot of colors, you know. And Loren's a very
Just plain Jane kind of guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal is to embrace ourselves for who we are to the fullest.
Yeah. So, you know, we're still gonna kind of keep our styles, but we're gonna like color coordinate. That way we can be ourselves, but we can still like look halfway classy, you know.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I think people might think I'm a little strange from Oregon, but
You guys, both of you have a very neat persona up there that's really part of the whole act.
aw, thanks,
You
Kevin.
know, I have
Yeah.
likened them, although stylistically they're very different, but I've likened them to Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, the way they sing to each other and look at each other and are in love with each other on stage, and she paddles his wah and all that kind of stuff.
I was going to say
I'm
that
Stevie
too. I
Nicks.
love that.
Yeah.
I'm Stevie.
I've suggested
down
we
with that.
cover a Fleetwood Mac song at one time, but that'll be down the road.
Let's do it.
That's awesome. I'm Stevie Nicks. That's what his name would be.
All right, Stevie, light that up. Oh no. Yeah, you rock. Thanks, Judd.
I love it.
And that's why we love you. Oh, Judd, at some point in time, we're going to have to do like a voiceover so you can announce us on the podcast.
How did you all discover this place?
Oh.
I was trying to think of when I first came here. 'Cause either Loren or I have been here, you know.
I think I've been
First.
coming out to the jam nights for maybe 10 years, and I mean, my dad has been coming out for longer than that.
So let me get this straight. You two went to school together, or okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both from this area.
Grew up in the summertime swimming in the same rivers and, you know,
Yeah.
doing summer rec programs, you know.
Gosh, I was probably 5 or 6 when I met Loren, probably on the river or at the summer
North
program, you know, one of those youth organization programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't really, you know, start jamming. I remember Brandon back in high school, and it, you know, it'd be like lunchtime, and he'd be in the cafeteria like riffing on his guitar and shit. And I was
Yeah.
just like, man, this guy's really good. And we'd never jammed together until, we started coming here to Bear Creek.
Yeah, I didn't know Loren played the drums until 5 years ago or so. When we first started jamming here together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew about it right before me and Brandon got together. I was a friend, a musician friend, had taken me out here, and I think, as I'm sitting here smoking a joint, I think it was John King and Rhonda, my old drummer, and his wife brought me out here, and it was just so magical. As soon as I stepped in here, it was like home sweet home. I felt right at home. And when me and Brandon got together, I started bringing him out here on the regular because I just wanted to go out and jam. I just wanted to go out and play.
And I said, hey, I've been there before.
Yeah. And, and with Loren jamming out here all the time, and all three of us, we just started something we couldn't stop.
Yeah, we would jam from time to time out here, and Loren would be here often enough. And, I would always bug him like, hey, you need to be in a band, man. You wanna be in a band? And he'd always say, I don't know, man.
It took a while to commit, for sure.
Yeah.
And then eventually he said, yeah, he'll do it. So I always knew, because just jamming with Loren was always, a breeze, even though we never really played together. So I always knew that, like, hey, this guy's got what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
We had a few conversations over the years. It's like, hey, man, we could do this if we wanted to,
Yeah.
And eventually we did. So
And now look at us.
What was the biggest hurdle in your mind, Loren?
As far as committing to being
Yeah.
in a band, I have kids and work and schedules and a life, and it was just hard to commit at that time. But, I just figured I'd give it a shot. My work schedule is a little different. My kids are getting older, so I have a little bit, more time.
never stop bugging him.
That too.
And then how did you all meet Kevin?
I know.
That was at a jam.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
We met Kevin at a jam out at the garages, right?
Yeah, at the old
Yeah.
Garages. I used to be part of the house band
Right.
with Pat Stillwell, and I'll just, I'm going to mention part of my whole story, because when I first got here, and this was 2020, I had no idea if I was going to fit into any sort of music scene. I didn't know anything about it. I was playing in jazz bands when I was teaching back in Texas, so I was really worried about that. But I started working at an Amazon in Hillsboro. It was my first job. I'd been trying to get other teaching jobs and all this stuff. But anyway, I wound up working at Amazon in Hillsboro. And on the way back was the old At the Garages, which was in Beaverton, and they had a jam 3 nights a week and open mic on a 4th night. And I just started going there, and I had no idea that this was a blues town. First jam, Dan Hess says, you think Houses Are Rockin' by Stevie Ray? And I just spent 38 years in Texas. And I said, yeah, I could probably do that. And then he called up Tad Benoit, dun, 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 what
Night
we do,
Train.
Night Train. And Tad used to play in our neighborhood a lot. So all of a sudden, I wound up getting the gig with Pat when Kirk Bryant broke his hand, and Pat needed a bass player for that house band. Well, Pat had a guest every week, and I didn't know anybody at all. And I got to play with Doug Rowell, Josh Makowski, Lloyd Jones, Ty Curtis, Brandon Logan, the gamut of all, Kid Kivett, Bednar, all of them. And Brandon was one of them. Brandon was a guest at least once. Did you do that twice? I remember he was a guest one night, and he brought Nikki.
Yeah.
It seems like it was a second time because I'd known you, and then I met Nikki. So she got up there and sang. So that's where we met, was at the garages in is that Tigard or Tualatin or Lake Oswego, all that area there. And she contacted me. I don't know. It seems like it was a couple months later, asking me if I'd be interested in her band. And I really didn't know much about, I heard her sing and I'd heard him play. And at first I thought, shoot, yeah, I'd like to play with Brandon. I didn't know anything about really Nikki's voice or anything like that. But they gave me their CD, Battle Me Up, and I listened to it from the beginning to the end. And I thought, shoot, yeah, I'll play with these guys, because I really, really dug the record. And the fact that they were not just playing 1-4-5 and a bridge all night long. There are some really, really, really great guitar players that are in our area that I love, but we're doing arranged things that have little shifts and things like that, and it's all very, very danceable too. There's a certain funkiness to it that you don't always hear in blues bands. So I said, sure. And then here's the clicker. Where do you live? Kaiser. I had no idea that they live about 1.5 miles from me. And when we started rehearsing in their garage bedroom studio. And at the time, my stepson was playing drums as well. So there was a lot of things happening there. But like I said, we've been practicing now for, I think, somewhere between 2 and 3 years, most every Wednesday night.
Yep.
And that has paid off. That's the reason we were winners. And
Yeah, we're starting to get to know each other now.
well,
Becoming a family.
Let me comment on that. Yeah, we're all a family too.
Yeah.
I know. He grew up with him, and I've gone over to Brandon and Nikki's house many times. Know their kids. Know Kai, their adopted child. Know their uncle. Know their parents. Know their parents' bird. Yeah, we've become friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
family.
Thank
Your
you.
turn.
And this one's for Hobbies Puppets, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I love those guys.
I watched a little bit of that. I love the bong hits. That's my favorite. I sat there and watched almost the whole thing. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah. He has bong hitting puppets.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever.
I'm like, oh man, like, I understand how he does it, but like at first he did it real sneaky.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the heck is his hand like sucking out all of the smoke from the bong? He's really good at it.
Yeah.
He is, surprisingly.
Talented.
He's so talented.
But so the next question is for you, Nikki. What is it about Brandon's playing that you love the most?
No, it comes directly from the soul. It really does. I can tell because we're both passionate people. We are both very intimate with our music, and we like to portray our feelings through it. That's the whole reason why we do this. And the fact that I can hear how he feels, and it's never the same, is the best to me. You look at all these other guitar players, and some are so good that it's like watching a robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're so good that it's like they have no imperfections, but there's no feeling. And then you get some guitar players that are very knowledgeable, but can't portray anything than what they've either already laid out or what they've already learned. They're very good at what they do, and they're very good at, what they've learned or what they've been taught, but they can't carry it themselves and portray it through their emotions at that moment in time. Like that one solo, you got, 30, 45 seconds to portray how you're feeling in this certain song or tell a certain story with your phrasing on your guitar. And it's like, what are you going to give me? And every time he has given me 100%. Whether
Very emotional.
I'm sorry. whether it be, whether it have imperfections or not, like it's so pure. That's what makes it so good. Like, so yeah, the very first time I heard him, my jaw dropped, and I was just like, oh wow, it's so much more different than anything else or anyone else. And then the moment he sang, I was like, oh man, like, oh my God, like, Lord help me. And it just, it portrays this emotional feeling that I don't think you can get anywhere else. He's very unique.
His own voice, that's, I think, really important, is he has learned to be him. And he does have, every night is a little bit different. And some nights, I told him, we played the gig up at Aurora Borealis in Seattle
So good.
last week. And he was just, it was coming through him. And there are some nights that are like that. I'm sure this is his approach. You learn everything you know, and then get up on stage and forget it all and just let it come out. But when I say he has his own voice, you hear Miles Davis, you know who it is when you listen to him. You hear Stevie Ray, say Carlos Santana, you know that is him. Mark Knopfler, you know that is him. And he has developed his own sound, his own voice that it's him.
100%.
Brandon, the same question for you regarding Nikki.
Oh. I play air guitar like you wouldn't.
What is it about Nikki's voice that you love and adore?
That's a hard question to answer. I think it's the way that she sings, and I know that it's about me.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I over the years, just the ability to just further and further express herself through just plainly getting better.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing, is to watch the direction we're heading.
Try not to.
That wasn't about her voice, but I can back up what he has said, is her sense of direction and her sense of getting things done. Her musicality, her knowledge of the forms of every song, that she looks back at me when I go left when I was supposed to go right, and I know it and she knows it, but she knows it better. That she's like a conductor. She knows the music better than all of us. She really does. And there are very, very few singers that I've ever played with that are like that. Very few. Most of them are singing along with the band.
Mm-hmm. And what do you love about Kevin's playing?
He tells me I'm right when he's wrong.
Yeah. I didn't think.
I'm kidding.
What are your hard questions?
I said that when you tell me I'm right when you're wrong. No,
Okay, I got to defend myself. Just a minute.
Nikki plays bass too, right?
I am a retired music teacher. And I spent 25 years teaching music. I've directed ensembles and all that stuff. So I just have that sort of, I say, you know, I'm used to directing, and I don't try to direct, but I will give my thoughts and feelings out like a teacher.
Yeah, you can't stop
So
yourself.
yes, there are many times, especially that have to do for, oh no, you're not supposed to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. And that's happened on a few occasions. A few.
You guys,
But, you know, same thing happens with my wife.
you guys are keeping each other in check. I like it.
hey, they gave me the whip. What's the point in having it if you can't use it?
Really is.
Yeah,
You know, one of my favorite things about Kevin's playing is his dedication to the part.
100%.
I think he's always playing right in, down the center of where the groove needs to be, you know, and not only for like the things that he makes his own, but like for songs that like were on the album, you know, a lot of it is learned note for note, which is pretty awesome.
And that's like really hard to do. We had Justin Sheppage on the album, and he is
Really good.
like one of the
really
best
good.
bass players I've heard in the area. Him and Jared Venti, they are just
I've not met
Fantastic.
The guy, I've not met the guy who, or I've not even seen him who did the album. I know Jared. Jared's excellent. Yes.
yeah, and to have, you know, we looked for a bass player for so long. I'm talking like 3-4 years. We looked for a bass player for so long, and when Kevin came along, it was just, I was so happy to have somebody that was on the same playing field that can give me 100%, and I don't have to like look any further, or, you know, don't get me wrong, I like playing bass, but I love my vocal freedom more, and I can not have to worry about what's behind me when he's on bass, and I can have my vocal freedom.
And the same question regarding Loren.
How do I feel about
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's great.
we were talking about.
It's great having an awesome bass player, you know? I mean, it just makes it easier, like I said earlier, to connect with each other when you guys really click, you know? It's very nice playing with a great bass player, for sure.
I just try to facilitate for them, and that's really the truth. I have told people before I started getting gigs, I would tell whoever, I'm not trying to be the good one, I'm trying to make you sound better. And I do believe that a good rhythm section has that ability to make the whole song sound better. So that's what I try to do. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
And what do y'all love about Loren?
Can I go?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so
I want to go first.
okay, you're just trying to let friend.
He's got
Okay.
a mean doggy paddle.
Get out of here. No, so Loren, so when we started jamming with Loren, just me and Brandon, I was on bass. And so I learned, which was, I don't know, just two and a half years ago ish. I learned how to play bass and have a rhythm section with Loren. Like, me and Loren have this special connection as a rhythm section when I'm on bass, just because that's where we started and that's how we built the foundation of me, Brandon, and Lauren. So I was appreciative because me and him, Lauren had never been in a band until me and Brandon. So when he joined me and Brandon, he was like, I only want to be in a band if it's just you two. Like, and I think it's because of how we were family, how we were so humble together. And the fact that we built each other up because me and Lauren were so meat and potatoes, and how we grew together as a rhythm section was really, really awesome. And there are countless times where my favorite part was in the middle of a song, Brandon's going off like crazy, and me and Lauren are just in the background, just grooving and watching Brandon and letting him riff for however long he wanted to. Forever. And we're, but I loved it, every moment of it. Even though it's sarcastic, I still loved it. But it just, having control over the space and the sound and the tempo with Lauren was just a really beautiful moment that we built together before Kevin came along, And then I was able to have my vocal freedom. But he's always been right on time, like Kevin said. It's a big thing.
So what's next for you all?
Memphis.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Gigs.
Well, you got some gigs before Memphis,
We've got
right?
some, and we probably need to get some more. We've got things going on in October, November, not really much in December or January that I know of. But one thing that I am noticing is we are starting to get a bit of a regular following, like you. And there are people, especially when we play down in this area, and we're, south of Portland, we've got people that know us and people that will show up. We did Lebanon again this past weekend, and they had heard good things about us. And thanks to the Cascade Blues Association, again, when people hear us, it's noteworthy, and the talk is starting to grow a little bit. And there are people that we see at most gigs, and a lot of curious people. Oh, I heard they were good. Let's check it out. So the big thing is we're just hoping our gigs start sort of expanding a little more. We played Seattle last week for the first time, and it was a great show.
Yeah,
and
made some amazing connections up there.
Yeah.
So spread the word is sort of what we're at, and but again, the focus is on Memphis right now.
Yeah, I think that, there are quite a few next steps that we have. And all of it circles around preparing for Memphis. Whether it be getting enough gigs besides the fundraisers to help pay for the trip, making sure that our clothing attire is all put together before Memphis.
Writing new tunes.
Writing new tunes. Yeah, me and speaking of that, me and Brandon have a goal, and even though it's not, it's kind of out of reach, we're still gonna try and go for it. Which will be a possible album before we go to Memphis, of putting together our live sessions with 2 new originals, and hopefully, maybe it's a little out of reach, but maybe submitting it to the Blues Foundation for their competition or whatever.
For best new blues song.
Best self-produced CD.
Yeah, they have an album thing in Memphis that they
That's awesome.
that they have a judge, a whole different category where you can submit your album that you, I think, made that year.
Yeah, it has to be the year prior to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like 2025 when you're going to 2026. So we want to do that and get it. You have to submit it through mail by November 1st. And we just this week talked to our recording person at Wavelength Studios, Jason Carter. It might be a possibility. We'll see. Maybe. We'll see. If not, if we release it before January, we can still be up for Muddy Awards. Cascade Blues Association Muddy Awards they're like small best self-produced CD or whatever. They have certain awards for that, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
The website for people to follow you all.
Yeah, you can go to NickyJonesBand.com or you can go to CascadeBlues.org to follow us for our journey in Memphis.
We're on Facebook,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nicky Jones Band page.
yep. Instagram, TikTok. I just
things.
did
Spotify, Apple Music.
yeah, I just did YouTube. I just did all the X. What is it called? X.com or whatever.
Yeah. Twitter is now X. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Like
You tweeted.
I don't ever post on there. I feel so bad. It's so hard to try and keep up with everything.
Yeah, we're self-managed. And
Yeah.
we run our own.
You pretty much get your own gigs yourself, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
call the people.
Yes.
Somebody's got to do that.
Yeah. I wish we could do more.
Yeah.
That's the goal here, right? That's
Yeah.
why we're doing what we're doing.
So please check out the Nicky Jones Band. You all, like, I'm in your corner all the way, no matter what happens, and I do really think you're gonna win. It's just
I really thought the Swamp Donkeys were gonna win.
yeah.
That was a crazy year.
That was an insane year. And I was biased too, but I mean they did take finals. So if we get to finals, it will be way more than I would have expected to get out of this.
Is there like a record deal at the end if you win?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a few different awards that they give away. They've posted them yet this year.
Okay.
We were trying to find that on the website.
But the top three, they get, I think there's a cash reward. They get based on who sponsors that year. A lot of the times they get harmonicas or, a guitar or record deals or, and I know the winners, they get put on the IBC, little IBC circuit, and there's multiple gigs that they're booked on, big festivals around the country. So yeah, so that's a really good first place prize is getting booked on a bunch of big gigs. So that would be good.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, to be on big stages like that is a
we
blessing.
love doing it.
We love doing it. I think we all work really good under pressure too, so it would be a good opportunity for all of us.
And if you have not come to see this group live, you need to do so. You will not be disappointed. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
I look forward to our journey together in Memphis. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a little fly on the wall. That's going to be so much fun.
Chris, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we'll see you all at the fundraiser shows.
Please
Yeah.
come to the fundraiser shows. Be prepared to bid. They've got some cool things that they auction off too. So please come out, support them, support Lila, who's also coming.
Yep.
And I'll wrap this up the way I always wrap it up. Be kind, people. We all share the same air, and this place would be much better if you just treated people with respect.